Hey, what's going on, guys? MissingNoVGC here, and today we are doing the obligatory dragon deck that every Kaijudo channel has to post. I know that Light Water Fire is by far the best version of dragons. I do not deny this. However, my issue currently is I am like super fixated on trying to play a 40 card version. I know I don't have to, but for some reason I have it in my head that I need to. But because of that, I keep trying to like put in more cards, and then I have to like cut other cards and fit the cards, and just ratios don't look good. I don't like how the deck ends up playing. So until I can like get it through my head that I don't have to play exactly 40 and the deck will still be good, right now I am going to be profiling Light Water Dark Fire because dark is cool. So yeah, we're gonna start off with 3 copies of Lux because it is Precious Burb that reduces all your dragon's mana cost by 1. And if a dragon were to be banished, you can banish Lux instead to protect your dragons. You play 2 copies of Umbra, just like Lux. Dragon Song reduces the mana cost of all your dragons by 1. And Umbra will also give all your dragons Slayer. In reality, that effect never really comes up that often. But it can. But Umbra is pretty good. It's mostly there for the mana cost and to just add some more dark to the deck. We play 3 copies of Grudge Weaver. I feel this is a card that not many people would be playing in Dragons, but I like having a little bit more defense in terms of blockers. Also, the Brain Bite ability to make your opponent have to discard a card whenever they attack over Grudge Weaver. I feel that's a pretty fun little addition. It's not necessary, but it's cool. It adds. We also play the 3 Aqua Strider that most Dragons decks play. This card is in like a good chunk of my videos, so you know what it is. It's 2 for 4,000 blocker. It's pretty good. The last bird you play is 3 copies of Nyx. Nyx also has Dragon Song, reduce the mana cost of all your dragons by 1. And then every time you were to play a dragon card into the battle zone, you can draw 1 card. So it gives you some hand advantage. Speaking of hand advantage, we play 2 copies of Mesmerize. This card isn't necessary at 3 in this deck. Honestly, I'm kind of considering just cutting it, but I wanted something else I could do on turn 3 besides just play a Nyx if I don't have Nyx. So I felt Mesmerize is a good choice for that. You can take it or leave it, but Mesmerize is always a good card. Play 3 copies of Bone Blades because it's really good in early game removal. I play Bone Blades and like everything I play Darkness in. So there's a reason for that. It's because it's good. Play 3 copies of Crystal Memory. You can probably cut this card, but the ability to just search your deck for anything I need for that exact moment is pretty good. If I wasn't playing this, it'd be at 45 cards. You can argue that by playing it, it is a 45 card deck, but it's really not because you still have to pay for it sometimes, which is just wasting a turn. But Crystal Memory is like just the ability to search anything. You don't have to show your opponent what you search. It's just really, really nice. 3 copies of Piercing Judgment because, like I said, tapping and bouncing is good. Having them both on the same card is really good, and getting them for free is absolutely amazing. 1 copy of Hyperspeed Dragon. I'm not gonna lie, I don't necessarily like this card. I feel like I never get enough out of it whenever I play it. I feel like it's only okay. The only time I've ever seen Hyperspeed actually do anything worth talking about was whenever my brother plays it, because he always seems to get it like the exact right time, and it somehow wins him the entire game. But I feel it's a very overrated card, but I also feel like if I don't put Hyperspeed Dragon in the deck, it would be considered sacrilege, even though it's only okay in my opinion. I'm probably wrong, and I might get a lot of hate for that, but that's just me. 3 copies of Herald of Infernus. This card is busted. Since it's a dragon, you can drop it super early with all of your birds. And whenever this creature wins a battle, you can take a dragon from your hand and just play it for free. Granted, it can't be an evolution dragon. It has to be just like a non-evolution dragon. But like, got an Andromeda, play it for free. Cassiopeia for free. Kurgan, play it for free. Like, it's super, super good. This card is nuts. Speaking of cards that are absolutely cracked, 2 copies of Bottle of Wishes. Like I said previously, our house ban list, we're allowed to play 2 copies because we think the card is super fun and we like playing it, but we also don't like playing it just one because we want to be able to see it and abuse its funniness. But just the fact that they made the decision to release this card, and also in the same set as like Andromeda and Herald and Furnace and all these cards, is just, that was definitely a decision. This card is nuts. And then when we got the Monarchs, it became even better. So it's just, this card is super, super good. Next, we're playing 3 copies of the obligatory Lyra playset. Lyra is just amazing. Like I say in every single video, where I just slap down 3. 6 for 6, double breaker. Lock down some cards. Their opponent can't untap them the next turn. Lyra's just super good, and the fact that it's a dragon, you get to play it even sooner with your birds. You can drop it from your hand early with Herald. Further lock down their plays. It's just a really, really good card. 2 copies of General Finbar, because bouncing is good and drawing more cards is good. So can't go wrong with General Finbar. 3 copies of Stormspark Blast. I feel like this is definitely a choice that not many people would agree with, because Arbiter also exists, and I'm not playing Arbiter in this build, which is another thing I'm kind of struggling with, because I like Stormspark because it can tap everything including Haven, but Arbiter doesn't allow me to do that. I can only target 2 things, and since it targets, I can't pick a Haven. So yeah, there's pros and cons. I want to play Arbiter because it's also another body I can poke with after I play it, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's one of those things I'm still like not necessarily dead set on. And it's one of the issues why I'm struggling to build Light Water Fire. We're playing 2 copies of General Sky Crusher. Again, dragon, so you can play it for cheap. 7 for 8,000, double breaker. When you play it, you can kill something that's 3,000 or less, and then it gives all of your other creatures plus 3,000 attack. So that's pretty good. The obligatory 3 copies of Terror Pit, because Terror Pit's amazing. I know I said every single time I play Terror Pit, but there's not really much else you can say about it. I mean, it's Terror Pit. It does what it does really good. 2 copies of Andromeda of the Citadel. This card is cracked. It's 9 for 11,500. Double breaker, gets you 2 shields the second you play it. Makes it harder for your opponent to do stuff because they have to like tap their creatures when they attack and stuff like that. And it's super, super good. Again, if you want to play this in just like regular open format, it's 3 Andromeda, 1 bottle, because if you're not playing 3 Andromeda and you're allowed to, I feel like that's wrong. That's not true. I play 2 Andromeda and Kalima. But 3 Andromeda Dragons is like, I feel like absolutely necessary. Our balance just doesn't allow it. But this card is busted. It's so good. 1 copy of Infernus the Awakened. I would like to play 2 copies, but right now I'm just playing the 1. Again, my numbers are weird, and how I have it in my head, I want to play more, but I can't. But Herald, again, is a 9 for 13,000 power. It's a dragon, so you can play it for free off of Herald. You can play it cheaper with your birds that are out. Triple breaker. Whenever it enters the battle zone, banished creature has 4,000 power or less, and then it locks your opponent from playing like weaker cards that are like level 4 or lower. So that's pretty good. Shuts down Rush if you get out, or like you could bottle this out, like if they break your Shields of Magris on turn 2 and they just can't play the game anymore. So Infernus is pretty good. I wish I had more in the deck, but the 1 is fine. Then last, we're playing 1 copy of Cassiopeia Starborn. This card's really good. 10 for 12,500 triple breaker, and when you play it, you lock down your opponent's entire field and it doesn't untap. We have this card at 1 on our ban list because in a previous light water fire list that my friend TCG Tamer and I were playing, I had gotten out this combo where I dropped a Cassiopeia Starborn, and the next turn I dropped I don't remember exactly how it played out, but basically I had Varaka and Cassiopeia Starborn out, and every single turn I would just like bounce the Cassiopeia, play it again, and he just like couldn't untap anything. And it created like this infinite loop of him just not being able to do a single thing, and nothing he had fast attack. But I also attacked in just 3 copies of Terror Pit and everything back then. So the one time he was able to drop his own Varaka, he went for a shield and he hit the one of the only 3 Terror Pits I had. And I killed it, and he couldn't do anything. But yeah, this is the deck. There's some choices that I would like to play. Like, I would like to play Varaka still. I feel like playing Keeper of Laws, the lack of playing Keeper of Laws is kind of weird. I definitely want to play it, but I'm not sure where to fit into this. Again, I'm not quite sure about the Grudge Weaver. I personally like it. I know other people might not. But this is the build. There's definitely some things I could probably do different, but this is working for me, so I like it. I'll eventually post a Light Water Fire Dragon deck once I'm content with it. But until then, there's this, and I will see you guys soon with some more Kaijudo content.